Doesn't seem like anything too serious. Probably a little fender bender. So they're doing these curbs over again too, by the way. Like, don't ask me why, but if you got to do them over again, means they weren't done right the first time. Actually, I came here to record the actual curbs. I didn't really come for the accident, but the accident happened to be there. But so they're basically doing all these curbs over. Not too sure why. Like, nobody knows really why, because but you can tell these been done over before. Like, not recently, but they're not old curbs, because all the curbs with those little orange grids in it mean they've been done at least in the last, let's say, 15 years or so. It could be a little less, or a little bit more. Who knows? But they're doing a lot of these curbs over, and we got some sidewalks in the city that haven't been done much longer than that. It's one of them, the way they're digging it up right now. So just basically digging it up, move the curbs a little bit, and pour concrete back down again. So, no, I'm all set. I'm just recording what you guys are doing.
Are we going to be famous or not?
You could be. You never know.
No, I hope not. I hope you're listening. That it's so well for you, but
You never know. You could be famous in somewhere. We all could be famous. You never know. No, I always document what the city does. You know, just for public record.
one of those guys.
Yeah. Citywide improvements.
You're making the ramp. Yeah.
I noticed they're making it as a smaller pitch, right?
Yeah. So the wheelchairs. Can get
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 33 degrees, something like that.
like 1.5 or something.
It was 145.
I don't know. That's for the other crew. I'm just gonna rip them on the ground.
I thought it was 33, but I could be wrong. I don't know everything. He is right though. The ADA does require, and I thought this was already done though. I thought this was done years and years ago, unless the ADA changed the pitch of the ramp. They want the ramp pitched where a person can't roll back off the ramp. So let me show you what they're talking about. They want a transition where when you're coming down the ramp, a person doesn't have to use a lot of force to get up there, basically. And I thought this was already done because that was made clear, wow, at least 20 years ago that was made clear that that's what they wanted. So I don't know why would they be doing them over now. Well, maybe not 20. We'll go back maybe 10. No, it's more than 10. It's definitely more than 10. It's way more than 10. No, that was about, let's see if my memory corrects me. Just so you guys know that there are people like me, and they actually go out and they will check each ramp and check the pitch on the ramp. Like this ramp right here, for example. They would check that ramp and find that they need to do that ramp over because the incline's too high on the other side after the pole. So something like that. There are guys that go out there and check the compliance of the ramps, and they will actually make the city do it because I think it's a federal law. They have to have it that way. So there are people that do it, just so you guys know. Now, I don't get involved with the actual pitch of the ramp. I do see some of those ramps that do need, how you say it, better pitching. But see, that's all because the city did it wrong the first time. Somebody spent a lot of money and did all the ramps the wrong way, so now they have to do them all over again. Because if they were compliant the first time, they wouldn't have this problem. There is a place, I'm trying to figure who I saw, where I saw it at. So in order to do this the correct way, they would have to move the ramp incline like further back. Like what they're doing, they raise up the asphalt on one side, and then they lower the curb on the other side, which kind of works but doesn't work that good. And maybe he knows. What's the slope of the ramp? What's the slope of the ramp that they have to comply by?
Slope?
The slope, yeah. Is it 33 degrees, something like that?
Less than 1.5%.
Less than 1.5%? Yeah. Okay. Because I know it's supposed to be a certain angle, but I don't know what the angle is. Okay. It has to be, yeah, pretty much flat, right? Yeah. They're almost like a transition that you can't, it won't roll backwards almost.
So that the wheelchairs can sit
without
having a hold on.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
Roll into the street, you know?
I thought they did that like 20 years ago.
2009, they did the Disabilities Act.
Yeah.
And they got to change all the ramps in Boston.
Right.
They changed how they wanted them again, so now we're redoing everything.
So why didn't they do it then?
Somebody didn't like it after we did it.
That's how they waste money, that's all. So it was 2009, right? Okay, I remember it was further back, but see, you know better than me. 2009. Thanks, my man. So you said 2009 is when they did all the ramps over. See, I know people know these answers, and I should have known that too, but I got so much stuff on my mind, it slips my mind. But I remember when they had a big thing in the city of Boston when they had to do all the ramps over because people were having tough times getting up the ramps. And all you gotta do is make that's all I gotta do, make one phone call to the American Disability Act. And they will come over here and they will make the city of Boston compliant with everything. If you don't believe me, you try it. Call somebody from the American Disability Act and tell them that a person in handicap wheelchair. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try it one day, see how it works, because I know a couple of places where it could use some attention. See how this ramp here looks almost flat? They got to make the pitch so when a person, what he said is if the person sitting in the wheelchair does not roll backwards. And it makes a lot of sense because somebody from the American Disability Act actually explained that to me years ago. And there was ramps that were downtown Boston, I don't even remember this, and they weren't compliant. And a phone call was made, and the city of Boston changed all those ramps down there because they weren't compliant. So somebody must have complained up here and said the same thing. Now all you need is one complaint, and they might say, well, they might say they want the whole city done. You know, they don't play around when it comes to stuff like that. So somebody in the city of Boston cost the city of Boston a lot of money because they didn't comply with it the first time. Not too sure who it was, but it's not too hard to figure that out. Or maybe the city of Boston, they might have already gotten sued for it too. They probably already got sued for it because they didn't comply. Now they have to comply because the judge probably ordered them to comply. What's up, man? How you doing? See, all these ramps are being done over. Every single one of these ramps are being done over because they have to be done over now at this point. I'm just gonna walk up a little bit more so you guys can see. They're probably gonna end up doing every single ramp in the whole city of Boston. And this is, like I said, this is gonna cost millions and millions upon millions of dollars to do, because somehow, some way, back in 2009, when the ramps were done over, weren't done properly. Put it that way. Just want to show you guys some footage. Head back down and I'm trying to figure where I saw the ramps where they actually, I think it's in Brookline. I have to double check. I think Brookline does have a ramp compliant system, but I don't want to quote myself on that, but I thought it was in the town of Brookline. I could be wrong, but I have to venture out there again just to see what they look like because I forget now. See, in order to do this effectively, you have to, your engineers are supposed to know a whole lot of stuff, what's going on. Because I tell you what may happen and may not happen. When it rains, you may get water that stops in this area here, and that could be another problem. So you're supposed to have proper drainage. You're supposed to think about the drainage and everything else as well. It may not happen. You have a sewer here, so it may pitch off to the sewer, and it may not. It may gather at the bottom here. I have to check when it rains one day to see what happens. But the engineers Like, that's not for me to figure out. That's for the engineers to figure out. Those engineers get paid a lot of, I'm talking about a lot of money to know if that's going to work or not. Like, they're supposed to went to school for that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna, one day we have a heavy rain, I might check out these ramps and see how well they divert water away from the platforms. See what they do. I don't know if you guys noticed this. So in order to make it look like it's an even transition, they raise up the asphalt a little bit and lower the ramp to make it meet in the middle. And because if they don't do that, they just have a higher slope over here. And it may require them to redo all the sidewalks over the correct way too. You know, like you can get rid of that slope right there. You can just level that straight there. It doesn't have to go up right there. But that's why when I was at Marcella Street and it was at Marcella and Ritchie Street in Roxbury, those ramps haven't been done over in years over there. But they're gonna get done. They're gonna get done soon. But I know they're on the list but those ramps haven't been done over in at least 20 years, way before 2009. So now they have to do every single ramp over to make it compliant, which it's understandable. See, this one here that's actually a combination driveway slash ramp. Because you technically a car can drive in, I always say it's can drive in there, but it's probably being utilized as a ramp as well. And so this is the city of Boston, well, having their ramps done over. And I'm pretty sure you're going to see it in your neighborhood as well if you live in the city of Boston. So 2009 is when they did all these ramps over. Now they should have been, or supposed to have been, compliant back then. And I think it was the same thing. They said the same exact thing. A wheelchair should not roll backwards. So if it was said the same way it was said to me, it should have been said. It should have been understood to the city of Boston the same way. If they didn't understand it, then they didn't ask the right questions. But when it was explained to me from the American Disability Act, it was explained pretty much that same way. When you come up on the ramp, you should not use a lot of force to go up the ramp, and you should not roll backwards on the ramp. Well, they don't want you to roll backwards. That's what it is. They do not want you to roll backwards. I gotta find it. I thought it was a 33-degree pitch, but the bus stop. That's a good question. I think I seen a sign down there laying on the ground, further down on the right. So that might be where the bus stop should be at. That's a good question. Where is the bus stop at? And there's some stuff that the T hasn't done either. I see some bus, maybe I do a video on that one too. The T has moved bus stops, but didn't take the signs down. Some of them they have taken down, and some of them they haven't taken down. So That could be another problem if you keep the bus stop sign up and the bus is not stopping there. Cause it happened to me, so I know it can happen to somebody else. Tell the guy I want to get off here, and he goes, "That's not a bus stop." I go, "Well, why is the sign still there?" Right? He couldn't even answer the question. All right, guys. I just want to show you a little bit more of this, and then I'm gonna head up out of here. So what the city of Boston got going over here is like something that they are pretty much being forced to do. It's not that they decided to do it. If they don't do it.
Engine 10, Tower Ladder 3, a stalled elevator, 185 Newland Street, Boston. Engine 10, Tower Ladder 3, a stalled elevator, 185 Newland Street, Boston.
How's it going, buddy?
1435 High Pressure Station, Newland Street at 175, 0749.
All right, so we'll check these ramps out later on and see how they look. And some of these ramps you can't get that pitch that they're talking about because they're on a hill. So if they're on a hill, there's no way, no shape, no how you're gonna get the non-incline that they're talking about. I just want to show you guys what goes on in the city. Until next time, guys. Liz Porter. I'll catch you on the next one.